did do a transatlantic cruise. The price was one of the main reasons, I think, for picking it.
Yeah, it was a cheaper to go on the cruise than it was to fly home.
Yeah, that's true.
It's cheaper to buy a one-way ticket and take the cruise back. So it was a vacation within the vacation. Yeah, so when we compared the price of a plane ticket that would take us to and from Europe, it was actually cheaper to take an airplane to Europe and the transatlantic home because it was a vacation inside of a vacation and cost us less.
And in saying that, with travel, no jet lag. Those 25-hour days. So there's a time difference, obviously, in Spain as to North America, Tampa, where we arrived. So we had to make up 6 hours from the time we left Barcelona, and those are done on sea days. Sea days become 25-hour days. They add an hour to slowly adjust for that time difference. And so when you arrive back in North America, you're not tired. There's no jet lag at all. I think that, and a 25-hour day is not a bad thing.
Yeah, well, you're well rested, and when you're on the ship going across the Atlantic Ocean, you're not really worried about the time. So even though there was an extra added hour in the day, you slept when you were tired, you ate when you were hungry, and you walked around and enjoyed all of the entertainment.
Okay, next, people say they would get bored on a transatlantic cruise, and there was lots to do. There really was. I never felt bored.
Yeah, there was always some kind of workshop or presentation going on.
Yeah, we saw something there, a man doing lectures. I think he did 5 or 6 lectures on the Titanic, and they were really well attended, and they were really, really good. And there was also another guy doing lectures. He was on comedy shows. I think he worked for Seinfeld and a couple of those shows and did talks on those. We didn't go to all those. They started becoming a little bit repetitive, but they're still interesting.
Yeah, it was still interesting.
Yeah, still very interesting. So there was always something to do.
Oh yeah, and they had dance classes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, and trivia.
What do they call it?
Zumba? Yeah.
Zumba in the morning. I always thought that every morning. Yeah. Zumba with May.
Yeah, or you could just, I read a couple books while I was on board. You can play on your computer, just people watch, swim.
A hot tub. A lot of time to relax and unwind. And I think that was one of the good things is I never usually go on vacation and relax the way I did on this cruise. And we've done the cruises in the Caribbean, and they're a lot of fun, really enjoy them. But it seems that every morning you're getting up and you're in a different port. Now, when you arrive in a port, you want to get off that ship and you want to visit, especially since they seem to only stay to 3, 4, maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You want to make your most of your day in that island or that new country. So you're always up early and you're always go, go, go. When you have 6 days at sea, you don't have that need to get up early and go, go. Now, we did get up early quite often for breakfast, but we could also go right back and relax afterwards. So I found having less port days was actually a nice thing. I didn't become bored from it. I really enjoyed sea days and not having port days.
And being out at sea, just watching the water was a nice relaxing activity. You could sit there for hours and just look out at the horizon.
Except for those 2 rainy days, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. Now, what did you think of the entertainment?
It was good. I enjoyed the shows, the after dinner shows. It wasn't Broadway style, but there was a lot of different acts and activities, singers, jugglers.
Magician,
yeah.
Magician, yes.
The singers were really good. They had the tenor guys that I really wasn't expecting to like, but they were very, very good.
Yeah, they were good.
Modern rock and roll music, which I didn't expect, and it was fun.
Yeah, they did a Bohemian Rhapsody, which was amazing. What else? There was a casino. We did a group slot play. Someone organized one of those for... And that was fun.
And you won. You got the most. Nobody won anything, mind you.
We walked away with no money.
No money, but you got the most money on your pull that we all.
Yeah, it's nice because normally we don't gamble. We wouldn't even go into the casino. We kind of got us in there with a group of people to hang out for about a half hour or so. But the casino never looked busy to me when I was there. I don't know if it ever did get busy.
No, and it smelled smoky. I didn't really like that.
Yeah, it was kind of smoky. Let's see. How about Wi-Fi? You kind of needed Wi-Fi. And what are your thoughts on that Wi-Fi?
Well, the Wi-Fi worked better than our Wi-Fi at home. It was amazing to be able to FaceTime in real time with, our kids at home and the grandkids whenever we wanted. It kept me... I didn't feel like I was away at sea and totally disconnected. Although we didn't spend a lot of time on the Wi-Fi, it was there when we needed it.
Yeah, it was nice. I'm still amazed that you could be out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and you can video talk with someone thousands of miles away on shore. They have a different Wi-Fi system there. It's the satellite, that Elon Musk Wi-Fi system.
Skylink, I think.
Skylink, that's what it is. And that really was impressive.
It was a game changer. Be on a ship and be out in the Atlantic and be away from your family. That was a worry. What happens if they need us at home, or what are we missing? And I didn't feel like we were missing anything at home.
It wasn't cheap. I think, because you had to pay for all 14 days. Not like you just, I think maybe they had a package where you could buy it by the day. It still was about $22 to $23 Canadian each day for all 14 days. But well worth it.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the dining?
I loved it. I love to just sit at a restaurant and order. We don't do that at home a lot. We do a lot of our own cooking and dinners. So to have a 3-course meal, whether you liked it or not, really didn't matter. I thought the food was very good. The waiter was amazing.
We got to know our names very quickly. The assistant waiter knew to bring a glass of water for you right away, and they really took care of us. Now, one question I've seen asked quite often on some of those forums is formal nights. What about formal nights? How many nights do you have to dress up? I believe there was 3 formal nights called Dress Your Best.
Right, and some people's best was not very,
not
what other people's best was.
But that was okay. That's what I liked about it. I didn't bring a suit. I didn't bring a tie. I had 3 nice collared shirts that I would wear for those 3 dinners and a pair of black pants. But I didn't feel underdressed. I mean, there was people in there just in nice t-shirts, all the way up to people in tux, black ties and formal dresses. But it really didn't matter. You just dressed the way you wanted. Okay, so one of the probably most amazing things I think that I experienced on the cruise was the sunsets. Most evenings, just going up on deck, the sunsets were beautiful. Anything that you thought?
I love them. The bright colors, looking over the water, the sound of the water as you're watching.
The colors, the oranges and purples, reds, just... It almost looked unreal in many ways. It was just incredible. The only con is the weather is unpredictable.
Yes.
And we started off in Barcelona to Malaga, fine, through the Straits of Gibraltar, and arrived in the Azores, Ponta Delgada. No problem. When we arrived there, it was starting to get a little choppy. Actually, Malaga, there was some fog leaving there, but the sea was fine. Leaving Ponta Delgada and starting to head south, it got pretty rough.
It was a little rough.
For 2 days.
Yes.
Pretty high swells. I don't get seasick. It really doesn't bother me, but that was my really major concern, as I know you do. We've been on cruise where it's been calm, but just
calm season, I get sick.
You can get seasick, so you handle it well.
Well, I came well prepared. I brought lots of gravel, which I took every day whether I thought I needed it or not. And I had the patches behind my ears, which I wasn't sure would work, but together they did work.
There was a lot of people, at least on one of the nights, missing from dinner.
And I've been missing for dinner on other cruises when there has been no swells at all.
Can happen. Weather's unpredictable. But I think if you're prepared, if you bring some medication, find out what works for you.
And even if you're not, the ship was giving out, from what I heard, I didn't need to go down. In the nurse's office, they were giving out seasickness medications.
Yeah, I saw some people in the elevator going down to get some of that.
And it was free.
They had to close. You couldn't go outside. You couldn't go out in the upper decks. They had to close all those off, so we were stuck inside. I certainly didn't blame Royal Caribbean. You
expect when you're out at sea like that there is going to be some choppy weather, and you'd have to put up with the swells, and hopefully it wouldn't be too bad.
They did have Jugglers on one of the rough nights, and they had to cancel the second show. That's how bad it got. I mean, even the show, we went to the early show, and they were dropping.
Well, they were amazing though.
They still tried their best.
They didn't drop as many as they should have dropped.
So what they did with the second show, they canceled it, but they performed a couple days later in the afternoon when the seas were much calmer. The next night there was this. She was like
singer,
an opera singer.
Yeah.
We didn't go to that. The stage is up near the front of the ship. And it gets pretty rocky up near the front. So we decided to skip going to the show that night. And then she actually performed with those Jugglers about 2 days later. So no one missed anything. Yeah, no one missed anything at all, which was kind of nice that they did that too. So.
Well, an opera show is not one that I would really rush out to go see.
She was good.
Normally, and she was very good. So I enjoyed that makeup concert.
It was nice. So that way we didn't miss anything at all.
And the Royal Caribbean, they went around some of the rough weather because we didn't go in the straight line like we should have. They kind of went around storms. And
you can see that we were heading south, and then suddenly we were heading kind of back north and to the west, and they must have decided the seas were going to be too rough in the direction we were heading, and they diverted around and to get to Nassau. There was some things you noticed. Was the wind.
Well, this creaking sound inside of the Centrum It's like, ooh, it sounded like it was going to just kind of cave in.
Yeah, it was kind of eerie.
You know, talking to people, it's meant to do that. It's meant to not, you know, to be a little bit flexible and movable, not stationary and like our homes at home. If our homes were creaking like it was on the ship, we would run for cover.
Would you do one of these Transatlantics again?
Absolutely.
And you'd recommend it to others?
I would recommend it, yes.
Knowing a few things, like knowing that there could be 6 sea days, rough sea days where you could get sick.
I don't know. I thought that we were on Enchantment of the Seas, and I thought that the staff, the workers, were so hardworking and nice that it kind of felt family-ish when you're walking, you know, you'd see the same faces over and over, and everybody was happy to be there and greeting each other. And I don't know, overall, I would definitely do it again. The price was right. The food was amazing. The sights were beautiful. The sunsets, even the sunrises were beautiful. The food was great. Our cabin steward, somebody else making the bed. You can't go wrong with that.
That's right. Now, we had an inside cabin. Did you like that too?
I did. I liked that we were on the second floor, the second level, so we were down low enough.
Well, I guess that's probably it. Anything else?
Nope. When's the next one?
We'll work on that.